Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are back with another This Week in Destiny. Now, I don't usually cover these, and there's really not much to cover this week, but there's a couple things I would like to talk about, like as an extended conversation about the things that we talked about this week, especially since some of you have sounded off in those comments, and I'm interested to kind of throw it back out and just kind of review some of them. So let's go through. This week, they talk about a lot of things. First off, we talk about solo ops, and if we go to my channel, hello there. We go to my channel. Obviously, the camera is zoomed out, but if we go to the channel, we look at my most recent videos. I have one specifically on focusing on the solo ops. So I'm going to just go ahead. Hey, look, we're doing a react to the react. Crazy. Anyways, if we go to the comment section, we can see how the community has responded. So let's focus up here. Ooh. Sometimes I don't like windows when I don't want to I like to move it over, but it auto adjusts. Like I don't care. Just drop it there. No. Jesus Christ. Hate that I have to do like this in order to make it work. All right. Sorry about that. Technical issues live. But you can see some of the comments. So I pinned this comment. I don't remember why. I'm glad they're doing this. I like to raid and dungeon delve, but sometimes I want a challenge that doesn't require fighting through LFG. Hopefully the rewards are solid to keep it worth running. And that's something I pinned because I think this is something that a lot of people have come in like, hey, I'm solo. I like to play solo ops. The game forced us co-op missions like Dual Destiny, Microcosm, which many people simply ignore. So now they can think they should cater to solo casuals. Bungie is literally schizo. Again, this is not me. I'm excited. I can't wait to play things by myself. I hate running strikes, and some try-hard loser is sword skating the whole strike, ruining it for the other two players. Now I replied exactly what I said in the video, and I did say that. And he said, I just got to the right. Now, someone else posted, and I sent them the shadow realm because they kept on spamming different parts of the video in people's comments. But they're like attacking people for like, they've been making things harder on strikes and you can't even speed run. And it's people like you ruining the game. Like, I'm going to be honest. There's no reason you should be trying to speed run a strike anyway, especially the most basic strikes. Like, I can see like grandmasters, sure, you want the loot, but we're talking about basics. Like, bro, why are you skipping ahead? People are trying to work on their Pathfinders and crap like that. And I even mentioned that I think for Pathfinder, solo play is probably going to be the best way to get to rank up your levels and whatnot. I'm all for this because my work schedule solo is mostly how I interact with this game. It's a good idea for new players as well as solos. I'm a solo player, so this is, if rewarded properly, would be up my alley. But my main concern would be making a no mic required raid type matchmaking where I can still get my titles and completions for the season rewards without having to talk to strategically to teammates. I think that's a bigger issue than I realized, that there are just people who don't want to do any kind of strategic play of this game. They just want to play the game. And so maybe I misunderstood how many people in the community really feel this sentiment. You can sound off. But as we go through, a lot of people sounded off that they did like the solo. And some people even said that they don't even care about good loot. They just want something to play for 10 minutes, which is interesting. I like this 100%. I do not care about loot. This ain't about loot. It's just keeping us solo players to enjoy Bungie gameplay. And I just asked a serious question. So if you So if you got like 10 missions with mid loot, you just play that and you'd be okay? Serious question. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Thank you for the answer. Thank you for the honesty. Sound off in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you want just this random 10 missions that you can play and you don't care about loot? If so, then this might be really good for the solo casuals. This might be your bread and butter. And hey, more power to you. Will I play with it? Probably not, but it sounds like it's not meant for me. Now, there were some people that if I skim through, there's something like some people are actually upset about this. this wasn't necessary. If they hadn't changed and made strikes longer and harder, giving people the choice to run them solo would have been adequate. The only real reason people wanted to run solo strikes was for bounties. Okay, there's a counter. Someone else, let's see. I'm trying to find the other idea. And there was another person that also said that you just need to fix the problem first, and we don't need all this extra stuff. But let's see. Bungie has limited resources and time. So them focusing developer time on solo ops is taking away from other new content that may be better received by all players. We already know the rewards for solo ops will disappoint. So a lot of people are also upset that Bungie is focusing on solo ops when they could be focusing on other newer stuff. So sound off. Like, I think I'm not going to focus on this too much. We could have a whole conversation about it. But this is This Week in Destiny, and that is probably the most recent thing. So sound off what you think about some of these comments. Again, I'm kind of sitting back on this because I've already said my piece on the video. I'm just very interested to hear what you guys have to say after seeing some comments from your fellow community members or non-community members. If you're like, I'm not coming back to Destiny because of, I don't care about this. Let's go. That thing is in the lower stacks. So they just talk about the people. I just want to know, like, it's almost pointless. The raid first, the raid first Dungeoneers get the exact same thing as everyone's. I think it's free, so that's the nice thing. You get all this gear for free, or the 2 gears. But it's just kind of funny that the only difference is they get their name on the back. Bro, someone's mom could literally stitch on their username and say, "Hey, I'm world's first." They didn't get a special emblem, and like, who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Like, this is in like Asian. I'm gonna change my name to Asian and say, "Hey, I got second place. See up my Asian name." It's just funny. I'm sorry. It's just kind of funny that they did a nice race and it was really well done, but the rewards is, hey, you get a free jacket. I mean, I guess, hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? And they got themselves a nice little free jacket. Like, hey, popping off, right? Get my jacket to show off the people. Heck yeah, brother. I'm just gonna skip. This is all crap I don't care about. Now, I do want to note on my channel, by the way, if we go back, they're talking about tonics. Hello there. I do have, I think I made a section for it. Yes, so I'm gonna start making some scholar guides. The first ever guide that I really done was about unlocking potions. If you want to watch that and see it be done, it's an 9-minute video. Check it out. Again, it's not fancy. It was my first time doing a guide. I don't usually do guides, but I figured why not for the people who need them. But we continue onward. Oh, we'll get back to that in a minute. Here we are, This Week in Destiny. So they actually take the time to explain how to do potions, not in the game, but in the TWID. Like, I'm gonna be honest, not everyone watches the TWIDs or the TWIB or TWAB or whatever. So this is nice, but it's a little late. And then Destiny Rising. Yes, we talked about the mobile game. There was a lot of people upset about it, a lot of people that were coping about it. My general take, if you want to know my general take, you can watch my video up here. I have it up here somewhere. My thoughts. I have 2 different videos. I have Bungie's Cooked and more thoughts about how more information came out, and I reviewed that and I wanted to talk about it. But if we go to this, we go down. Welcome back to the counselor's office. We go here. We can look at, see what people think about the Destiny Rising mode. My thought was, it looks cool. There's a lot of cool things that should have been in the base game. No, this is not made by Bungie. A lot of people just read the title and they're really, 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 really stupid. My first video, people just read the title and didn't, like, I really will just ban you if you make a stupid comment and you don't even watch the video. I will first off make sure you have time to read the comment that you're stupid, and then I'll ban you. Because if you're not gonna watch the video and you're gonna say really stupid stuff, I don't have time for you. But just let me put that out there. The video took me less than an hour to complete the story missions. There was not a single boss in the entire... I don't understand. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I did comment, but mostly had nothing to do with what I was talking about. If this is playable on PC and scalable with higher end PC hardware, like other games like Genshin and Zenless Zone, this will cook. We'll see. I mean, it's mobile. I don't play mobile. I'm not a mobile gamer. I just said there was cool aspects of it. For me, it was like Marvel's Avengers. What if? That's what it looks like to me. It's like, what if Destiny was like this? And that's what it looks like. It's just hilarious to me that NetEase is pre-release made a better looking sword and Iron Banner set than Bungie did in 6 years. Oof. Have you signed up? Yes, I did sign up for the early access beta because I want to try it out. Obviously, I got to try it out. But am I going to like sink money into it? God, I hope not. I hope this isn't the game that like NetEase finds the game that I finally like, oh, I'm a mobile stan, because I don't want to be a mobile stan. I think everyone should slow their roll a bit until we can try this hands-on. This feels like another case of overhyping a trailer to be disappointed when it doesn't meet expectations. People are upset with Bungie and the state of Destiny, but NetEase doesn't have a great track record either. Just look at all the controversy with the release of Diablo Immortal. But that's not really their fault. Like, you can't blame NetEase for the mistakes of Blizzard. Like, yes, if this will probably be the most microtransaction thing you ever see. I guarantee to get the great mythic loot, you're going to have to spend money for it, or some kind of chance increase, whatever. Like, that's how gotchas are. Like, I'm not stupid. There were so many people who are like, oh my God, you fell for it. I can't believe it. Like, I took pictures of it because there's some comments that were just so baffling. Like, you are absolutely stupid. And then I banned them because I'm going to make a video about stupid comments eventually. I'm just saving up so I can make a lovely video out of it. Make free content. Thank you. Well, and to be fair, I didn't read all the comments. I saw more. It made by NetEase, not Tencent, in the comments than it made by Bungie, because you said that in the video. Try not to take it. I don't know what he's talking about. If I did at some point put in the title, it's very possible I got the two names because they're both known for mobile. NetEase, Tencent. It's a whoops if I said it in the video, but no one was actually really saying that. I don't know what he usually comments on the channel. Shout out. I don't know what I didn't see anything. What I took personally was just stupid comments about my title specifically, not about Tencent or a mix up on who was doing what. It's NetEase that's doing it, by the way. It's just people assuming I didn't know that Bungie wasn't involved. Like, I know they're not involved. I love the IP, but I don't enjoy the game anymore since Final Shape, and don't really want to put more money into the IP. But it looks amazing. But so did Echo's trailer, but it's not made by Bungie. Echoes was, but not this. Unrelated. Okay, I'm gonna skip the unrelated. There's a lot of misinformation period about Destiny Rising, and the companies involved. No. There's a lot of misinformation here. We understand the companies. We understand Destiny and Bungie. Bungie is cooked. And I just there wasn't like a lot on this one. I keep pausing that. Let's go to the other one, the main one. This one has almost 3K views. Let's look. Honestly, it's really sad to see other company could do a better job making Destiny cool than Bungie ever could do. What a world we live in. And that was my biggest thing that I tagged. My biggest thing is that NetEase actually made Destiny look cool, look fresh. It looked really fresh. Even though it was mobile and the graphics aren't going to be great, and I'm sure it's going to be like finger gameplay, like, I'm not stupid, but the design and everything about it seemed fresh. And so that's my biggest complaint, is how this gives me hope that if Sony ever did give the reins of Destiny to a different company, I think another company could do Destiny and do Destiny better. Let's be honest, Chinese game industry has been shaming the Western gaming industry for like 5 years now. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being the more fun Destiny experience. We'll have to see. Bro, I'm cackling like a hino over here at the thought of NetEase making a better Destiny than the actual creators. I'm totally fatigued of everything Destiny. I know this will just be a microtransaction pay-to-win nonsense. That said, if this was not a mobile game, I'd be all in. Just the idea of a new studio would do with this when Bungie clearly is going through the motions. I mean, yeah, Bungie is going through the motions right now. According to NetEase, it's Destiny before the era of the Guardians. Yes, it's beforehand. Melee combat in D2 is a huge missed opportunity. I don't know why they don't make sword, glaive, melee finishers have more interesting melee combos instead of only repeating a single animation clip for each of those weapons. And I don't know what he's talking about specifically relating to. I answered it, but I don't know if it was specifically to mobile. So I'm moving on. I'm decisive as yet. Whatever destiny will be written, an end will always closer than one expects. Sometimes I get comments like this, and I think these are people who aren't English speakers. So I try not to like think too deep about it. Or not English speakers, they're learners, English learners. As soon as I hear mobile game, my heart breaks. Same. The fact a Korean developer made the supers more badass than Bungie speaks volumes of how Crucible would have looked with that Hunter and Warlock supers. I mean, I'll be honest, the super Warlock, like imagine Nova Warp, what we have now, and it's ass, but imagine Nova Warp was Nova Scythe. Oh God. No mobile game can ever replace Destiny. Like, what are people thinking? Man, I'm gonna just everyone take a snapshot of this, because if it happens that people enjoy the mobile more than that base game, I will laugh. I will laugh my ass off. If there are more concurrent players for a mobile game of Destiny than there are the base game, I will come back and I will leave a comment saying you played yourself. All right, moving on. Let's move to the next part of this week.
Hello there.
Hello there. We're moving onward. What else did we talk about? Vesper's wallpaper. I think that's a good point. Let's talk about the dungeon. A lot of people were talking about my thoughts, and I put it out there that I wanted to talk about it. I've got a live stream coming up, so I gotta be quick. Dungeons are better. So I made a video talking about how people thought the population for the release of Revenant was low, whereas the population for the new dungeon was skyrocketing. More people were playing the dungeon at launch than the new episode, which was my point, that people want dungeons more. And so let's see what people are saying. It's simple. +2 Guardians are easier to pull together than +5. Please, someone stop Paul Tassi for writing anything game related. He's a serious bore. I don't think I agree with Evan here. I think this doesn't really prove why they should focus more on raids and dungeons. They can be fun, but don't get me wrong. But reason I say this is that these activities simply promise something actually different, whereas episode seasons are nothing but recycling the same trash. I managed to finish my day 1. It was rough, but damn, what an adventure. 22 hours in the dungeon total. I'll dream about the space station. I've heard a few people refer to this as Deepstone Crypt raid layer, and I feel like that's a good way to put it. I liked Root of Nightmares. It's a simple raid and casual friendly. And yeah, the final boss is too much in this dungeon. Playing the floor is lava on the final boss is stupid. It's a dumb way to extend the boss fight because you can't nuke the guy unless you use a cheese spot. The Servitor is an awesome boss fight. So they gave Onslaught Salvation shit loot, minus the 2 GLs, which are decent but not amazing. And they expect people to grind on top of the limited vault space people have. Also, the tone, like we're talking about not the dungeon. I don't know why we it's like people just want to vent on my comment section about, like, I have other videos you could do that on. Episodes are a failed experiment. That's why they got canceled before we even went through the whole year of them. I'd like to set something better balancing and matchmaking for dungeons, but that's just my opinion. What I'm really wondering is how much of these numbers were artificial from the race and the icebreaker, since it was one of the most requested exotic returns since D2 launch. Given that even the spike that trumped the episode launch was still lower than the most previous dungeons, 190k with Pit of Heresy, 120k with Prophecy, 80k of Grasp for Avarice, 120k of Duality, 90k for Spire, 120 for Ghost of the Deep, and 60k Warlord's Ruin, and then 80k Vespers, putting it only above Warlord's Ruin. It doesn't really help that armor was incredibly meh, and the weapon offerings were only 4 extremely meh recycles, which the armor is meh. The grenade launcher overall is the best pick, but again, I said it in my brutally honest review. If you have S-tier grenade launchers already, you're getting incremental values. You're absolutely getting incremental values. You don't need to go out of your way to grind this GL. Like, they did not nerf previous S-tier grenade launchers. If you want the min-max, by all means, but it's not, you don't have to. But if you're a new player, returning player, you should absolutely do this over grinding Onslaught. for Edge Transit, because this one you're going to just start off with the maximum DPS versus Edge Transit, which is S tier, but it's going to be harder to really get what you want out of it. Will there be a dungeon next episode? Yes. I would also prefer more raids dungeons over seasonal BS, but we know very well this isn't happening anytime soon. Just off reading the title, I'm kind of conflicted because I get that perspective, but I feel that has more to do with Bungie and how they release content more than the dungeon good season bad. Again, like, reading my title and like, it drives me nuts. Even the comments that are positive still drive me nuts. Like, watch the video. Like, just watch the video. Like, based on the title, it's 11 minutes. That's the bad thing. I wasn't even yapping like I am in this video. By the way, if you ever tell me to shut up and stop yapping, I'm banning you. Like, the fact that you took the time to watch the full thing, you're the stupid one. I'm just saying. Just go away. Bye-bye. Adios. Send yourself to the Shadow Realm. Let's see. I think it'll be a good point when people want more dungeons than raids. I enjoy dungeons more. Comment. Can I just shout out to this legend? Almost every video, Gizmo is there. It's becoming a meme for the channel. So shout out to Gizmo, feeding the algorithm, and shout out to the clowns that try to be cheeky with their comments and try to think they're being funny and like, I'm gonna attack you by saying you're dumb or talk about your hair. Thank you for the algorithm boost. Enjoy the Shadow Realm. Thank you for that. Anyways, shout out to Gizmo. Positively, just doesn't have anything to say yay or nay about the video, just vibing for the algo. And we love that. I don't know why I love it. It's not like I'm making cash money on it, but it's still funny as hell. It makes me smile when I see it. So shout out to the algo. Time for a new game. I'm good if the dungeons are smaller, less taxing, but just as fun as a full raid. They only need story work. Like, they need to make you feel the story right now. And I feel like we're just going for the sake of loot, not story motivated. Who even is Vesper? And I think that has to do a lot with like the secrets and hidden stuff, which is not done well. Like, it's not, the secret part is not done well. It's done so poorly that there is now a icebreaker, exotic, catalyst checkpoint so that you can circumvent the bullshit that is the secrets. It's too long. It was neat. It should have only been one part of it, like the Niobe lab part of it should have been the thing with the numbers, and that should have been it. Like, it was too much extra ass at the end of it. Too much. It's cool, but the fact that it's so goddamn easy to mess up and then you have to restart from scratch, that's why people are now circumventing the whole bullshit mechanic by just doing bots. Shout out to the legends doing that, by the way. You're the real G. The dungeon was really good this season. Feels a bit fresh. I know, coming from me, who normally trashes Bungie, it was pretty good. Please tell me I said this is nothing. This is separate. Dungeon is separate from episode, but I get you. I'm talking about both. Just making sure. Some people think one impacts the other when they are actually separate products, and they should be looked at separately. I like this season and dungeon, by the way. With previous seasons being bad and people trying to use dungeons as a way to bump up the view of quality of that season. I'm a critic. Listen, I'm all about the facts. If you're trying to use a dungeon that is a separate product as, hey, this episode is fantastic, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. The dungeon was amazing. It's a separate paid product, dumbass. I'm sorry. Too many people don't realize you have to pay for the dungeon separately. Anyways, moving on. I think that was it for this week. Now, there's a lot of known issues, and let me tell you, this is the problem of Bungie, is that the issues of the bugginess has become so noticeable. It is so goddamn bad. It is so bad. The Helm landing zone takes players to the market district in the last city. That's not that bad. The health bar colors of major enemies have been altered, making it harder to distinguish between them and minor enemies. Health car, yeah, that was something that was annoying with the dungeons, is everything looks the fucking same. Dialogue and narrative are missing from the major build works. I was wondering why these existed. They were so boring. The UI for the prismatic warlock solar healing grenade changes color based on the super. Yeah, I noticed that. The ability description for the arc staff super does not mention the 3 attack combo or the grand slam. Applies blind. Vantage point pulse rifle cannot equip backup mods. Ether siphon seasonal buff can remove overflow rounds from magazines. Kinetic impacts artifact mod does not work on all heavy grenade launcher. Damage impact is too low. This is 300 damage, and it needs too much damage to activate a shockwave. Rocket sidearms can't break scorn cages. Some characters are blocked on step 2 of the Act 1 Elixir rescue quest because their tonic brewing guide went to their postmaster. This has become such an issue. How do we not have ways of fixing this? How many times have we had quests go to the postmaster and it screws everyone over? How have we not fixed this issue by now? Opening the tonic capsule container can soft lock the game. Yes, you have to spam your buttons to unlock this stupid game. Players can get out the screen by opening the direct screen. Players who abandon the Act 1 prologue quest when it tells you to visit Idol at the Holo projector are unable to reclaim the quest. Player's third Pathfinder completion does not give rewards. Salvation's Edge no longer advertises a pinnacle reward. The featured exotic mission does not reward a pinnacle reward. Only the first person who opens the chest at the end of the 50-wave Onslaught receives rewards. Holy shit! That's the point of doing 50. And only one person? No one's gonna run 50. This is your public awareness. Do your 10s on expert, just farm 10s nonstop. Do not go to 50. Do not. You will get screwed over, or if you're lucky, you will screw someone else over. Do not open, or do not go to 50. Stop at 40 or whatever, but don't go 50. It's not, someone's gonna get screwed. That is such a oversight. It is baffling how bad that is. Because getting to 50 is not easy. Someone is getting railed. Bungie is a dumbass. The class warfare modifier does not activate after using the class ability during Onslaught. Also, talking about modifiers, something else to talk about. Bungie has introduced a bunch of modifiers, and the community hates them. This is a good example. Dealing damage with scout rifles, pulse rifles, and grenade launchers gradually reduces their damage while increasing the damage of the submachine guns and shotguns, and vice versa. Other weapon types deal significantly less damage. This is ass. Modifiers like this fucking suck. All right, who manifests the return of prestige mode raids? It's like that, and Match Game had an ugly baby, and this modifier is that. I saw this and thought, damn, they're really trying to dictate how I run strikes. Yeah, this is a basic axe strike. What the hell? Most shite modifier ever. What are we doing here? No one ever wanted Match Game. No one ever wanted locked loadouts in prestige mode. If you wouldn't add this to the contest mode, you shouldn't do this in strikes. A terrible idea. Other weapon types deal significantly less damage. Well, that's one way to strong arm the player base. Would you prefer your Vanguard ops to be punishingly hard or irritatingly tedious? Play it your way. Just put the hard mode eater worlds modifiers on hard activities. I applaud them for trying something new, just like the new and different dungeon puzzle. Love that they're doing stuff and not the same old cookie cutter we have. Yep, and people are piecing out. Peace. I guess it will depend on the damage buff you might get, but be good for grenade launchers. It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't decay right away. It is more of a micromanagement than a fun experience, or expanding the weapon on each side, or do the light darkness kills like someone said. Bro, what type of modifier is this? Unsupportive build crafting ass modifier. It is. It's ass. How anti-build. Like, I don't understand people's concept of we need restrictions on builds. Bitch, no you don't. Play how the fuck you want to play. I don't need modifiers telling me to play something different. If I play the same thing over and over and over again and I enjoy it, that's my way of playing it. How you play a game should not impact how I should play a game. If you need modifiers to play your game, that's a you problem. You're the dumbass, not me. I don't understand how we need these strong arm, you need to play this way. You can only play this specific gun. It's how we want you to play, not how you want to play. That's why I hate champion mods. I absolutely hate champion mods. It is so restrictive and it's boring as hell. So if I want to use a hand cannon, I should just not play Vanguard or anything this week. Again, this is the problem. They're talking about solo ops and how we want to, change things. Stop adding shit like this. People don't want it. Stupid ass. All right, and then we have really cool art. Shout out to the community for cool art. Shout out to you. That's dope. That's really detailed, dude. Like, shout out. I don't know if this is 3D printed, so if someone says, oh, that's 3D printed, I'm sorry. This is cool. Someone actually made like an icebreaker. That's dope. All right, that's it. 30 minutes. I went through. By the way, a lot of these were your guys' comments, not just my statements. So let me know what you thought about the community's thoughts on the thoughts that I made or the videos I made. Shout out to you. As always, don't forget to be the best version of yourself and